Dear esteemed participants, it is with great pleasure and profound gratitude that I welcome you to the Billion Plus Real Estate Sales Masterclass for Realtors and Developers. This transformational 3 days event has been meticulously designed to provide real estate professionals, developers, investors, and management teams with the tools, strategies, and actionable insights needed to excel in an ever-evolving competitive market. Our industry stands at the intersection of rapid change and boundless opportunities. Yet, from my extensive experience consulting for new founders and developers, I have observed a recurring challenge many professionals and businesses enter during the new year, unprepared, and uninformed about impending economic trends and market dynamics. As this untold, these are often caught off guard, operating reactively rather than proactively. This reactive approach limits their ability to seize opportunities and mitigate risk effectively. The real estate sector, particularly in a dynamic market like Abuja, the second largest real estate hub in Nigeria, and the Federal Capital Territory, it presents its own unique challenges. Here, navigating the instructive law governing land acquisition and development is crucial. Unfortunately, many developers venture into the space without adequate knowledge, leading them to costly mistakes. These errors often result in severe repercussions, such as property demolitions, financial loss, and even the unfortunate unfolding of business before they can fully establish themselves. This masterclass is a direct response to these challenges. It is a platform to empower participants with the knowledge and practical skills required not only to avoid costly mistakes, but also to position themselves for extraordinary growth and success in 2025. This program is structured into two powerful sections. For the day one and day two, you will look at foundational knowledge and strategic insights. Over the first 2 days, which is today and tomorrow, we will delve into a comprehensive analysis of the Nigerian real estate market and economic forecast for the year ahead. Best practices and industry standards for developers and investors. Proven sales strategies tailored for achieving remarkable results, including 9 to 10 figure sales. Goal-setting strategies to create clear and actionable business objectives. Advanced method for repeat sales and referral generation. And lastly, innovative lead generation strategies for reaching the right audience and driving engagement. For the remaining days, we are dedicating it to translating those theories that you're going to learn today into practical. So for the other days, we'll be doing a lot of practical, which include Facebook ad, lead generation, engagement, and awareness ad, Google, and all. So step-by-step guides on generating high-quality diaspora leads using Facebook, Instagram, Google, LinkedIn, and YouTube ads. Strategies for attracting ready-to-buy leads, both in Nigeria and from Nigerians in diaspora. Comprehensive framework for referral strategies and business structuring. Detailed breakdown of 2025 sales strategies tailored to real estate business, developers, and realtors. Practical approach to product development, business innovation, and brand strategy creation to create sustainable growth. This masterclass is more than an event. It is a journey of empowerment, education, and inspiration. A lineup of expert speakers and industry leaders will provide you with the mentorship and guidance to unlock your full potential. Whether you are looking to optimize your sales, expand your reach, or innovate your business process, this program will leave you with actionable strategies to achieve and exceed your goals. On behalf of the organizing team, I thank you for choosing to be part of this transformational experience. Together, let us redefine success in the real estate industry. Welcome on board, and here is a future of limitless possibilities and unparalleled achievements. Welcome to this event. So, our first speaker is actually our host, our organizer, Mr. Christopher E. Moses, aka Techboss. Techboss is fondly known as the Techboss. Sorry, Christopher E. Moses is fondly known as Techboss. He's celebrated, he's a celebrated business innovative and growth strategy with a vision to create a thriving tech-driven ecosystem of SMEs. His mission is to empower over 1,000 businesses to achieve sustainable growth using innovative strategies with a goal of transforming at least 5 small businesses into large-scale enterprise annually. With over 2 decades of transformative experience in the tech and business consultancy sectors, Christopher has co-founded and scaled several successful ventures, including Imaginative Tech Hub Limited, Tech and Enterprise Academy, Realtor Marketing Academy, Property Marketing Agency, iMedia and Digital Solutions, and Asaba Delta Property Limited. As a strategist and mentor, he has been instrumental in driving innovation, profitability, and scalability for these organizations. Christopher is the convener of the 16 Business Growth and Digital Advertisement Strategy Bootcamp, a premier program designed to equip entrepreneurs and professionals with actionable strategies for business growth and digital transformation. Additionally, he serves as the chief mentor of the 9 and 10-figure sales enclave, where he nurtures and trains professional realtors, helping them evolve into top-performing agents with multi-billionaire sales record annually. A graduate of business analytics and disruptive sales and disruptive strategies with a postgraduate diploma in innovative and design thinking, Christopher brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise in areas such as business startup strategy development, marketing and sales strategy, brand strategy development, business expansion and process development, online marketing and advertisement, staff and team capacity development training. Christopher Moses has worked with a diverse portfolio of clients, including Indigo Homes and Development Limited, Urban Living Property Development, Hush Homes Limited, Brent and Hammers Limited, Urban Planet Limited, Edwin Clark University, Danga Homes Limited, P1 Group, Adekunle Ajasi University, and the Ondo State Government, providing innovative solutions that drive measurable results. His mentorship has transformed numerous realtors from struggling professionals into industry leaders, generating significant annual revenues. As a prolific speaker and thought leader, Christopher frequently shares his insights at business, real estate, and tech conferences, delivering engaging and impactful sections that inspire action. His approach to simplifying complex business challenges and presenting practical, scalable solutions has solidified his reputation as a trusted advisor. Through his vision and relentless drive, Christopher E. Moses continues to empower businesses and professionals, fostering a vibrant ecosystem of growth, innovation, and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our host, Techboss, as he comes on stage.
First, I want you to put your hands together for yourselves, please. This is our first program we are having in Abuja so far. We hold conferences around the country, but this is the first time we are having a section in Abuja. And like every other thing, it comes with its own challenges, and it's clearly showing in the number of people we have here. But first thing I want you to take note of is, and it is, I don't know whether to say is a promise, but one thing I want you to take note of is nobody, I repeat, nobody attends my sections and implements what is taught and would say they didn't get results. I can be proud of that aspect. Not because I know better than every other person. I will always say that God's grace is part of it. Okay? So, the point I'm trying to make is that sit, relax, and learn. And not just learn, when you get home, implement what you are going to learn. So far, I serve in the real estate industry, especially Lagos, which is the largest real estate market in Nigeria. Second is Abuja. Now, I can always say that among the top 10 selling realtor in most of the top companies in Lagos are either my mentees or my clients. So when I say you would get results, I know what I'm saying. Only if you agree to practice. Okay? So, without doing much, please, it's enough of profile. Can we switch to... It's enough of the profile. So, there are different speakers in the house, which you are going to be learning from today. We have the likes of the Tade Cash, Olushola, Mr. Wisdom, who is a seasoned developer, and so many others you'll be hearing from in course of this 3 days journey. It is not a 1-day training, it's a 3 days training. So, and each of the days is going to be power-packed. I can promise you that. Okay? So, I'll just run through a little thing before I'll give room for the next person to speak. This is just an introductory section I want to do with you. After this, the first speaker would come in and speak, and after he speaks, along the line, I'll be coming back again. So, but first, I train myself like a school teacher. So, I hardly speak without writing on the board. Okay? So, permit me for wanting to write on the board. Okay, so one of the things we want to look at today is the real estate market in general. What should we expect in the real estate market? This is Abuja, the largest real estate market in Nigeria, the second largest real estate market in Nigeria.
You can all hear me, and you can see the screen as well. So this is what I'll be looking at first. Stages of real estate development in a city, and the marketing strategy. So I might just cover the stages. When I come back, I will do the strategy part of it. So the first thing first. The reason why some of you feel like you are marketing and you are not getting results is not because you are not putting in the work. Some of you are putting in the work. I know there are also those who are actually not putting in the work. But the truth is, from my experience, the reason why most of you or some persons are not able to get the results that they expect is because they don't really understand the stage of the market. Some are developers. They are using strategies of people who joined the market 10 years ago. When maybe you were working in a real estate company and they started 10 years ago. The way they started, now you are also a developer. You also want to start with the same method. It's not going to work. Or maybe the person that recruited you, a realtor, the person that recruited you into the business, started the business 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. And now, when he recruits you into the business, he or she recruits you into the business, he also tells you that this is how I did it. So, you also need to do it this way. And you start trying to do what he or she did when he or she started. But forgetting that the time he or she started, the state of the market, 10 years ago, how was this area looking like? For those of you who know this area. Okay. So, cashew forest. Now, the marketing strategy of selling a forest is not the same marketing strategy you need to sell a developing area. So, what that means is that the first thing you need to look at is, what stage is my market? And the truth is that the state or the city does not develop all at the same time. So the place where your property is right now, that property you want to sell, what stage is that market right now? You don't just generalize it to say Abuja real estate market. Okay? You don't just generalize it, say Abuja real estate market. This area is a market on its own. The Maitama areas which are already developed, they are markets on their own. And the approach with which you market properties in those locations is different from how you market property in locations like this. And even the Guaripa and some of the Gwagwalada or all the fast developing areas, there are ways you do your marketing. So the first stage of marketing is understanding. The first stage of real estate marketing is by understanding the stage of the market. So these are the different stages of the market. Stage 1 is the emerging stage. Stage 2 is the growth stage. Stage 3 is the developing stage. Stage 4 is the maturity stage. And the saturation, then the renewal or the decline stage. Those are the stages of real estate development in every city. Not just in Nigeria, every city of the world passed through these stages. So, where are your properties and what stage are they? The first is the emerging stage. What is the emerging stage about? The emerging stage of the real estate market, those are places where people have just started moving to that area in terms of buying land. The place is just opening up newly. For now, there are no really infrastructure. Just like somebody said that this area 10 years ago was a cashew farm. Okay? So the question is, at that stage, when you want to sell land, what are the things you are supposed to focus on? So looking at the screen, say the attributes. Now, at this stage, you can preach the gospel of buy real estate and wait. Because that is one of your common mantra. Buy real estate and wait. Please, it's not all the places you wait. It is not all places you wait. Buy real estate and wait. Buy real estate and wait. Oh, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. The question is, I'm 70 years old. What if I die before the waiting is over? So it's not about buying real estate and wait. The first thing is the location I want to buy. Does it require waiting? So at this stage, prices of land are still much more affordable. Who can identify places like this within Abuja? Where land are still there are still places in Abuja, you guys are selling land as low as 2-point-something million, 4-point-something million, Kuje and the likes, right? So that is the early stage. So you can tell people, buy real estate and wait. Now, but the point is that at this stage, what should you do? So the first thing, so let's look at the attributes of each place. The first is early investors. Early investors are people with foresight. Those are not people that just have small amounts of money and you are telling them to come and put the money and they're going to get, because it depends on the amount of money I have will determine how much I should put into real estate and start waiting. If I don't have enough, if I put it there, I've seen people say, I want to travel out in the next 2 years or in the next 1 year. And they went on to buy land in an emerging market. At that stage, 1 year later, the land has not even appreciated. You begin to disturb the realtor. Please help me sell my land. I want to travel out. The reason why I bought that land is because so that you told me it will appreciate. That is why I bought. Now, land did not appreciate. Travel, you not travel. So, you begin to see issues like that arises. And what are the attributes? You see government initiative in such places. Because the area is opening up, new road construction would
start taking place in those areas. A lot of infrastructures will start being built in the area. So at this stage, what should you market? Should you market the land? Should you be marketing? What exactly should you market? I like my classes being engaging, so I will expect response, please. What should I market here? The land. The landmarks. But remember, at this stage, they are not even proposed landmarks, because some of them, at that stage, the landmarks are not yet established. Like, they'll say, okay, there's going to be a new international airport in an area. The airport has not been built, but the government just said there's going to be a new international airport. So because there's going to be a new international airport, there is already prospects in that area. So you can start buying. So most of the time, in those areas, even the infrastructures are also emerging. It has not been established. The landmarks have not been established. And even when you see landmarks that are already established, most of them are still at the barest minimum. So these are the things you need to know. So because some of you, when you start your marketing activities, all I hear people say is, buy this land, buy the land and wait. You focus on the estate. Most of you focus on the infrastructures in the estate. Infrastructures in the estate will not sell this in this place. Why? Because even when there is infrastructure within the estate, there is no good road. Will you live there? At that stage, there are no schools close by for your children to attend. Would you live there? No. So these are the things you need to understand about the emerging market stage. So it is a promise you are selling. Because in business, there's what we call value. When you say, I sell value, what are you really saying when you say you are selling value? What are you selling? Value can be captured. We have past perceived value. Past perceived value. That is something that I miss while growing up. Something that I wish I could have had when in my past. You see some people say, I didn't have a good, smooth childhood. I want to do everything possible to make sure my children have a better childhood. Okay? So that is something you perceived you wanted to have while you were growing up. You couldn't get it while you were growing up, but you want to do everything possible to make it available for your children. That is past perceived value. So how are you marketing? Now, here cannot be sold as past perceived value. Now, the next we have is present perceived value. This is something currently that is still very important to me. I want to get it right now. Okay? It's something that it's part of my New Year goal to get this thing in the next 2 years, or in the next 1 year, in the next 3 years. I want to be able to achieve this. That is what you know as present perceived value. Most people have present perceived value. If I ask now who would like to drive the latest car, some of you will raise up your hand. That is a present perceived value. You feel like driving a Rolls Royce is a good thing right now. Driving the latest car is a good thing right now because it is what is in vogue. Now, but outside this, you still have future perceived value. This is what you sell here. You are selling the future at that point. The future perceived value. So, at that stage of the future, so at the emerging market stage, what you're advertising is the future. This place would appreciate one day. And what are the things that makes an area to appreciate? The government has proposed this project here, or a private company is coming to this area. So these are some of the things that will lead to appreciation. Okay? Like I was having a section with one of the companies here yesterday, and I said this, and please take note of it. Most of the time, people say, population is what makes real estate to be viable in an area. True, facts, but not the complete truth. The complete truth is that the population of non-indigenous in an area is what makes real estate to thrive. If the population of an area, it is more of indigenous of that area that is there, real estate will not thrive. You know why? Because indigenous don't buy land, indigenous inherit land. That is what they do. You inherit, you don't buy. So if you want to get so when you are looking at an emerging market, is there any infrastructure in that place? Is there any business activity in that place that will make non-indigenous to leave his village and want to come and live there? Because people always go to areas where they feel like there's better prospects than where they are coming from. So that is the reason why they go to such places. So if now you decide to market real estate, so the thing is, you must look at an area. Is it an emerging market? So the place where you have your property, what market is it? The growth market or the growth stage. Now when I talk about, should I drop this? So when I talk about the growth market, at this stage, properties are gradually appreciating. They are no more at the lowest level. Companies have already started coming up with some basic infrastructures. Maybe the area where the project is supported, the proposed project is already, they have kicked off the project, but they may not have completed it. They have mobilized people to sites. People have started, maybe they have started clearing the site for that project. That infrastructure government promise in that area is already being provided. At that point, properties begin to appreciate. And as properties are appreciating, that is what you can also use as a marketing strategy. The appreciation. Now, those who bought at the early stage, their testimony is what you need to use at this stage. Do you know that this person bought this property? Some people in this area bought property for as low as 300,000 or 500,000. Now the properties in this area are now 2.5 million naira. You have testimony to show for it. Now at this stage, people will depend on the testimony of others. So you are not only going to rely on infrastructure, you have both infrastructure, which are marks, and you also have testimony to be able to sell at the growth stage. Not the infrastructures either. Now, at this stage, your estate also have a level it must develop. At this stage of the market, I should begin to see that at least you are fenced. I should begin to see that you have put a gatehouse. At this stage, I begin to see that all the infrastructures you promised in that estate, gradually you are beginning to provide one after the other. Because if you don't put infrastructure at this stage, people will not believe that the areas will develop so fast. So if you promise amenities in the estate, you're putting them bit by bit. Not to its fullest, but you need to start putting work in place. At this stage, you can't just open a bush and start selling to people. People will not buy. Because at this stage, you say the area is going to develop. Let's see the evidence of development. An area that is already now this is where some of you who are developer or top management staff in real estate company get it wrong. Now at this stage, I see companies in some areas who will still start up the estate. They don't fence. No gatehouse at this stage. At this stage. So if you are a new developer, you just came into the market, don't tell me that I am just starting so I don't have money. At this stage, the market entry requirement has increased. If you needed 2 million naira or 2 billion naira to start the business before, at this stage, you need up to 5 billion naira. The startup capital you need to be able to get property in this area has increased. If the person that sold property or your mentor who brought you into real estate bought property for 500,000 naira, you are not expecting to buy property for 500,000 naira at this stage anymore. Because the area has started experiencing growth. So the question is, that property you are selling, that you have not fenced, that there is no gatehouse, there is no basic infrastructure, is it in a growth market or is it in an emerging market? These are the things you need to take note of. If you are still selling products of the emerging market, or the state of your product is having the feature of the emerging market, that is where you struggle with sales. Because marketing does not start from after you develop the product. Marketing starts at the beginning as you are developing the product. You build marketing into your products. That is what you do. If you do your product development process right, marketing is easier. People who struggle with marketing are people who don't do good development. What is the process of your value creation? We call it value creation. What is that process? What do you put in place? So don't tell me I am struggling. A lot of the time, I was telling some of them here, some of you who are developers or senior managers you are just busy sacking innocent marketers. You bring in the next sales team, they don't make sales, you sack them. You are busy sacking innocent children or innocent people day and night. But what you don't know is that the problem is the product. The product is not updated up to the level of the market. Okay? You are experiencing what we call product market misfit. Your product is not fit for the market you are using or you are trying to exist in. So these are things you need to put into consideration. So still on the growth market, what are the attributes? In this stage, expansions begin to take, the area begin to expand. Road network comes into play. Utility, public services, increased demand because a lot of people begin to move to that area already. Rising property values, new businesses begin to spring up in those places. Like when you look here now, there's a lot of hotels around. 10 years ago, I believe you will not see all of the hotels that are here. Even 5 years ago, you will not see the hotels you see here today. Because when people feel that, okay, people are moving to the area, people are beginning to move to this area, hotels, people will need business activities. Different kind of businesses begin to come up. If people are living there, what are the things they need to live well? Somebody will set up supermarket, people need to buy things. If people are moving to the area, what do we need? Children will go to school. People begin to cite schools in those areas. But the place some of you are selling is not matching what is expected. And that is why you are struggling in sale. So at this stage, all right, that is all for this then. The next is the maturity stage. The maturity stage. 70% of the Abuja market is at this stage. 70% of the Abuja market is at this stage. At this stage, the city or the region become well-established, established real estate market, development continues, but at a steadier pace, property values significantly increase and the area is known for its livability. People can now live in that area. That is the maturity stage. This stage, a lot of things are now well done. So these are things you need to understand. When you go now to buy property, let's say you see a vacant land in an area and you decide to buy property in that area, what that means is that you must have done all your basic development. You don't say, let's be selling. At this stage, what you do is you start the estate already cleared, already fenced, already with gatehouse. So you put the basic amenities in place before you launch. That is what you do at this stage. Make the place ready for people to start building instantly. That is what you need. At this stage, if possible, it should be plug and play. There's already borehole in the estate. So when I need water while building, I don't need to go outside to look for borehole water or buying water. You make the process of building easy for people that come in. That is what you do at this stage. This is not the stage where you say, but we are just starting. If you are starting and you don't have money, go to where there is cheaper land, where people will not be ready to live right now. If you want to exist in matured markets, you must also bring in matured money. That is what you do. And thank God for some state governments who are now making the process difficult for some developers. What do I mean by that? Like someone that currently is Enugu State Governor, who increased the price of land processing, a cost of processing land documents, and almost everything has now increased. So that you need to gather enough money to come into the business so that you know, okay, you are really ready to be a developer. Don't go and collect money from your grandmother and come into real estate and you lose that money in one transaction and begin to say, there's no more money. The people who bought from you, their investment is stuck. You don't have money for development. No, that is not what you need at this stage. Remember, in real estate, outside these we are mentioning, there are other type of increments. Because, first of all, the reason why it is said that the African real estate market is the most promising real estate market in the world currently is because the African real estate market still has a lot of land to sell. There are a lot of unused land in the African real estate market. That is why the market is still very good. Because the first thing every city or region will undergo is horizontal expansion to occupy all of the places where there are virgin land. When after horizontal expansion comes vertical expansion. I want to believe that go to areas like Maitama, you might not easily see. If you go to places like Ikoyi in Lagos, there are no virgin land to buy anymore. It's either you are buying somebody's land that he's not really using, a secondary market, and most of the time you might not even find secondary markets. What you find is that a bungalow is built in an area, you demolish the bungalow to build a high rise. That is what you see in this kind of area. And in this, you don't market products, you market the lifestyle. The product promises. That is what you do here, lifestyle. This is the luxury market. This is not where you say, buy one and get two free. This is not where you say, buy real estate and wait. No. Here you are selling the dividends of real estate. We are no longer talking about wait anymore. The value is instant. You could buy today, like I was going through some of the informations I have about Asaba real estate market, especially the area called Okmanam, and there's a place called the Federal Housing Estate, one estate called Federal Housing Estate in Asaba. I noticed, I was talking to the management, these people are buying land today. 2 weeks later, they're selling. Because you buy the land today, 2 weeks later, the estate management is calling you that, are you willing to sell? Somebody is looking to buy. And you will at least make an average. Within 2 weeks, 10 million naira, you can add 10 million naira on top and resell. And people are buying it. Why? Because people are looking for ready to build. Ready to build is what people are looking for. So these are the things you need to put. So at this stage of the market, sell the lifestyle. What does it feel like living in Maitama? What is the lifestyle? What are the benefits of living in Maitama? In this stage, price is not a problem. The people who exist in this market understand price is not a problem. People would not pay certain amount for product, but they'll pay any amount for the lifestyle. The reason why you are not selling in some market, you are selling a product of 2.something, 1 billion naira or 500 million naira for one product, and you are for features of estate. Who features help? At this stage, all you need is to sell the lifestyle. The connection I will get when I live in Maitama. The big boys I will associate with when I live in Maitama. That is what you will sell here. And in this stage also, remember that this is not where you sell bulk. There's no bulk market here. For some of you here who know Lagos a bit, you know the developer called Suji Motors. He has been selling his Lucrezia for how many years now? Because his two-bedroom block with two-bedroom apartment could buy like 20 duplexes of some estates. So it's very pricey. So if you sell one or two in a year, you are okay. This is not where you go to share flyer. You don't share flyer to sell this type of places. Because the people who buy here don't collect flyer. You will not even see them in an area where you can give them flyer. They don't share flyer to sell properties in this market. So these are the things you need to understand. You can't use flyer to meet people here. I will tell you, network. You go to luxury hotel and you start sharing flyer there. Go to a club, you carry flyer, put for pause. You don't use flyer. Nobody will collect your flyer here. They are too busy. Even when you meet them in hold up, they are always wind up. Their cars have air conditioning in this market. Some will not wind down to collect your. Some will be too afraid to touch the door of the car to hang your flyer. Because if you scratch, in trouble. So you need to understand this point. All about this is, where is my market? This property I want to sell. What stage is this market? Is it in an emerging market? If it's an emerging market, I am selling the future. If it's in a growing market, I could be selling the present already. Okay? You need to understand about this market. Then, you have the last part. Okay, this is still on the emerging market, well-developed infrastructure, boost of including good road, utility services, support, and so on. Large residential and commercial activities. This is where the big boys, they have access to anything they want. Luxury hotels and all of that are around here. And this area has reached its peak. Soon, this is the end of horizontal expansion, or this is the end stage of horizontal expansion. At this stage, you can barely see buy land to build at this stage. Somebody's house, demolish it, and build. That is what you do here. So this is how this market would be. So now the last stage of development, or the last stage of real estate growth in an area. The renewal or the declining stage. Now, I want to talk about the renewal stage. Now, in a place like Lagos, where you have the mainland, some of those areas, what you see is that somebody's house, all these old houses, do joint venture to redevelop the place. That is what is common here. Okay? All those houses where that is looking like it will soon collapse. Those houses that were built before everybody living in that house was born. That is what you see in those places. Those houses that used to be the in thing in the area, now they are not serving in the area, because that area, but now it's not even among the best anymore. You can't even consider it anymore. At that stage, people who don't have money, now the luxury area before, now it has declined, and what you now see there is more of poor people. Because the rich have moved out of that place. So that is what you see. So these are things you need to understand about the market. So this is where joint venture comes out into play. This place, what you are selling is memories. Now, you see people who live in Lagos, they grew up when they were in mainland. Now, they have traveled out of the country. And when they want to buy property, they still have this emotional attachment to mainland. because they feel like this is the area where you grew up. All the memories they have were there. The Ikotun area and the likes. All their childhood memory is there. So they feel attached to that place. So what you are selling is history. Memories is what you are selling here. You could tell people that you could still leave out the old glory of those places because the old glory is what you are selling. Most of the time, will not bring in a new project there anymore. So you don't have landmark to sell. Even the landmark have depreciated. The best hotels in those areas, nobody is lodging in them anymore. Some of them have moved from maybe 200,000 a night to 20,000 naira a night because nobody needs them anymore. They are now modern infrastructures in other areas. So people that buy this area, most of them are commercial. You see banks, they buy these areas. You see them, commercial companies will buy these areas. Rebuild the area again. And you can come back to sell affordable homes again in this place. Demolish what is there, build smaller units of houses, or you can decide to build high-rise for expensive. So it depends on the market you want to continue with. So depending on the availability of land, this area at this stage, the area will continue to either decline or it can be renewed. So that is what you have in this area. So before we begin to talk about marketing, I'm not making sale. Ask yourself, please ask your neighbor, what market are we existing in? Because the strategies you are going to be learning, advertisements and all of that, is going to be dependent on the market you want to sell. Most realtors say the reason why I am a realtor is to show companies land or houses. Showing people land or houses is not your work as a realtor. That is not your work. If it's all about showing, even the real estate company can show the customers directly. They can run ad. They can do billboard. Okay? So your work is beyond that. Just showing people land and houses. So at this point, okay, let me ask any question. Let me just take maybe 2 questions before. Okay.
I want to get more information, the difference between renewal and saturated.
Renewal. At the stage of renewal decline, I don't really know much areas in Abuja, so I might not really be able to give you an example based on that. But like I used the example of the mainland, for example, right? In the area mainland, most areas of mainland, they are at this renewal or decline stage. You can hardly see new projects coming up in those states, in those areas. Okay? But the saturated stage, that is placed like Ikoyi. Houses in Ikoyi are still very fresh. They are still new. There are still modern houses there. But they are not looking old. Okay? Though there's no more land to buy, but the houses are modern houses. But when you go to this stage, right? Houses there are now old houses. Houses that were built many years ago. Okay? That is what you see there. House that was initially when that house was built, the person could say if you want to buy that house, you could say you want to buy that house for 1 billion naira, right? But now, after many years, when you want to sell that house again, somebody will be pricing it for less than 200 million. Why? Because what he's now buying is not the house anymore. He's no longer buying the house, it's the land he's buying. Okay? You just want to gain access to the land, not the house. The property has no value anymore other than the land. Okay? So that is the difference. At one stage, there is no more land though, but there's still modern infrastructures there, which is the saturated stage. At the decline stage, there's also no land, but the houses are also not modern. The infrastructures are also not modern anymore. Everything are now looking dilapidated. That is at this stage. Okay? So that is the answer to you. I don't know if I've answered your question. Thank you. Any other question?
Yes, sir. You said we sell history for the renewal, okay, and then lifestyle for
Saturated.
saturated.
Yeah.
So what do we sell for the emerging and growth stages?
Emerging, I sell the future. For the emerging stage, I say sell the future. Okay? Now, what you are telling me that if I buy now, in the future, this land I'm buying will appreciate up to. Okay? You are telling me that, and you are showing me evidence of proposed, most of the, even the landmark are proposed. An airport is, like if you know Lagos, people are selling Ekpe. And there's no main infrastructure in Ekpe currently. The food and logistic hub is proposed. The airport is proposed. The film city is proposed. But every marketing of property along that area is using those proposed land to sell the area. Okay? Now you now look at what was used to sell Ibejuleki before now is the Dangote refinery. Now the refinery has come to reality. So now the market of the Ibejuleki is now at both growth and development. That is where the Ibejuleki market is now. People are now living there. Lands are where I've been in the industry since 2014. Now areas where I also bought properties in Ibejuleki. Areas where was bought as low as 2 million naira. Some of those places are already 60 million. The things you used to say were proposed are now reality. People can see them. So, wow, so this area that I refused to buy then. So at that stage, when these things have become reality, you either use both positive or negative to sell those areas. What do I mean? You either tell people that some of you could sell in positive, you could see that will further appreciate. That is positive. Then you could also use the negative to sell it that some of you saw when this area was being sold for 2 million naira. You didn't buy. Now, the area is 60 million naira now. And if you still don't buy now, it will further increase again. Okay? So at that stage, some people will buy because of they feel remorse. Wow, so I missed this opportunity. So if I had known, even people who bought 2 plots, 3 plots, will say, if I had known, I would have bought more. Regret, you can use regret to sell. You can use fear to sell. The reason why some of you are not selling is because you're only using positive to sell. Some people will not take action on what are you losing if you did not buy. Not only about what you gain if you buy. What do you lose if you don't buy? Thank you and God bless you.
A round of applause for Techboss.